Welcome inside the February 9th edition of Vikings Update. I'm Mark Potts, Sports Information Director at Valley City State University. Our guest in the show coming up later, Jeff Kaminsky, head coach of the nationally ranked Viking men's basketball team. Busy week for them, two crucial games in the NSA conference standings as they chase a regular season conference championship. We also have football signings to announce and plenty of results to get to. Let's do it now. Viking women's basketball with two games last week, opened by hosting Mayville State on Wednesday. Impressive night for the Vikings. Two teams tied after the first quarter, but it was all Vikings from there. They rolled to an 86-66 victory. Big night for Lexi Lennon. She knocked down 5 threes, scored a season-high 20 points. Mackenzie Huber also posted a season-high 18 points, and Sarah Schwanke added 16. Vikings shot 56% from three-point range in the victory over the Comets. On Saturday, the women hosted conference leader University of Jamestown at the Bubble. Tough game for the Vikings as they shot just 35%, committed 20 turnovers, lost to the number 8 ranked Jimmies 69-54. Courtney Dixon had a strong game though, posting a double-double of 15 points and 11 rebounds. Viking women are now 13-9 overall and 6-3 in conference play. Viking men had just one game last week, hosting Mayville State as well on Wednesday. Two of the top defensive teams in the conference, they battled in a defensive struggle all night. Mayville State's defense, though, had the last word, clamping down in the second half as the Comets broke the game open with a 20-2 run. Mayville State earned the 65-50 victory. Just the second home loss of the season for VCSU, the Vikings still lead the North Star standings, 18-7 overall and 6-3 in conference play. Big doubleheaders coming up for Valley City State with just 2 weeks of conference games remaining. Vikings at home Wednesday against Dickinson State, and then on the road Saturday at Dakota State University. Check VCSUVikings.com for all the ways to follow those games live. Taking a look at the North Star standings on the women's side, Jamestown still undefeated in conference play. Dickinson State is second at 7-1, and the Vikings sit in third. Big game Wednesday as the Vikings look to keep the pressure on Dickinson and try to maintain their lead on Mayville State and Dakota State for the number 3 seed. The Comets and Lady T's are both a game back at 5-4 in conference play. On the men's side, the depth of the conference is something we haven't seen in years. Vikings currently sit on top at 6-3 in conference play, and they control their own destiny to a regular season conference championship, but Bellevue, Dakota State, Jamestown, and Dickinson are all nipping at their heels within just one game in the conference standings. Again, VCSU takes on Dickinson and Dakota State this week, so a big stretch of games in the race for the NSAA title. Viking track and field competed Saturday at the Cobber Open hosted by Concordia College. Malik Jackson and Andrew Hanratty both had first place finishes, winning the 800-meter run and long jump respectively. 8 top 5 finishes total at the meet for VCSU, 6 on the men's side and then 2 on the women's side. Siri Geisler placed 4th in shot put, and Alexander Cardenas was 5th in the 3,000-meter run for the Viking women. Most of the Viking track athletes will have this coming weekend off as they prep for the NSAA Indoor Conference Championships. That comes up February 20th in Brookings, South Dakota. The North Star Athletic Association announced its Fall Academic Scholar Athlete Awards last week, and 24 Vikings earned the honor. To be eligible for the award, students must achieve a cumulative GPA of 3.25 on a 4.0 scale. Viking football and volleyball both had 9 athletes achieve the academic honor, and then Viking cross country had a total of 6 athletes named at North Star Academic Scholar Athletes. Congratulations to those Vikings. And many future Vikings to announce this week, as it was National Signing Day last week for high school football players. VCSU picked up 20 commitments on the football side, including 16 high school seniors and 4 college transfers. 3 of those junior college transfers are offensive linemen, as the Vikings look to rebuild an offensive line that was senior-heavy last season. 7 of the commits are from North Dakota, 9 are from Minnesota, 2 from Wisconsin, and 1 each from Arizona and California. Recruiting is ongoing for Viking football, as we expect to announce more future Viking football players in the coming weeks. Viking football head coach Dennis McCulloch said it's always exciting to see the future of the program on signing day and welcome a new group of student athletes to the team. We've recruited a group of young men who we believe fit the culture of our program and will help us continue to raise the level of VCSU football, McCulloch said of the signees. Viking baseball also got in on the signing action, picking up a pair of commitments from local players Jesse Johnson and Joran Hamry. Both played their high school ball with Enderlin Maple Valley. Johnson plays Legion ball with Post 60 in Valley City. Hamry also plans to play football at Valley City State. And another local athlete is coming to VCSU for volleyball and track. Megan Johnson, a native of Enderlin, will join the Viking volleyball and track teams this fall. She spent the last 2 years playing volleyball at North Dakota State College of Science in Wahpeton. Joined on this week's edition of Vikings Update by Jeff Kaminsky, head coach of the Viking men's basketball team. And coach, we are into the stretch run of conference play. 2 weeks remaining, 4 games for you guys. You're currently sitting in a pretty good position, leading the conference standings with 4 games to go. How do you feel about stretch run?
Yeah, we are, although there's a lot of teams right behind us. It's kind of a crazy league right now with, I think, 5 teams within a game of first place. But, we started this process, about 5 months ago and started playing games back in October. And to be in the position we are with 2 weeks to go feels pretty good. But we've got to take advantage of it and obviously play our best basketball of the year coming up.
You talked about the 5 teams right there at the top of the conference. The whole conference this year, 9 teams deep. One of those teams, unfortunately, going to be left out of the conference tournament. The depth of the conference this year, this is something we haven't seen for a little while, isn't it?
I don't think ever. Of course, our league is a bit new with 3 new members, but even going back to the days of the Dakota Athletic Conference and, of course, years as the independent, I don't believe we've seen anything like this from top to bottom, just how challenging our league is. And, typically we're about in the middle of the pack of conferences when it comes to, overall conference record. And, this year you look at us and nationally, and the North Star has the second best record among all NAI Division II conferences. So I think that speaks pretty well for the competitiveness of our league. And it's pretty hard to look at the bottom of our league and look how good those teams are, at this point, and obviously a lot to be decided in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you start your stretch run Wednesday night hosting Dickinson State. Beat them earlier this year by 1 point out in Dickinson, 75-74. What are you expecting Wednesday night?
Well, it was a great game. They're a very talented team, certainly one of the most talented teams in our conference. So both teams pretty athletic. It should be a fun game to watch, and obviously we did enough good things to win out there, but hopefully we can improve in some areas as well, but expect it to be a great game.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck Wednesday right here at the Bubble.
Thank you.